Graduates, congratulations. You did it. I'm so thrilled that I could be here today to share one of your glorious days. And my wish for each one of you today is so you can live an extraordinary life. You see, you can live an extraordinary life, but in order to do so, first and foremost, you have to know that you are extraordinary. You are a masterpiece, an unrepeatable miracle. Even after 11 billion people who have walked on the face of the earth since the beginning of time, there is not one single person who's exactly like you. So that by yourself makes you extraordinary. Therefore, you need to embrace who you are. A few years ago, there was a world-renowned artist that was invited to Stanford to give a lecture. There was a special dinner that was given in his honor, and I was invited to attend that dinner. He and I became very good friends. In fact, I got to travel with him in Europe and visit different museums. His work is appraised anywhere from the 100,000 to even 1 million, I understand. One day I was somewhere and there was a vendor who was selling one of his paintings for $200. And I was so shocked, and I went to talk to the vendor and I said, isn't this is his title, the most honorable world laureate, maître artiste Afro Taklay. So you know that's an important man. So I went to the vendor and I said, isn't this maître artiste's work? And he said, yeah. And I said, isn't his work appraised 100,000 and even 1 million? And you're selling it for $200? He said, yeah. And I said, how can you do that? He said, because this is just a copy. And I'm going, isn't that a big difference from $1 million to $200? He said, it's just a copy. So I thought to myself, so when I try to be like Oprah Winfrey or Iman, then I'm simply $200 worth. But when I am in my own essence, Sehin, just the way God created me, I am $1 million. So I said, I think I'm just gonna stay being myself. So graduates, do not ever compare yourself with anyone else, because your journey is different than someone else's. When God created you, He created you with all the tools you need to be the best version of you. But if you want to chase somebody else's journey, then it will not work. So embrace who you are. And the second tip I want to give you in order to live an extraordinary life is design your life. I work at Stanford University, and every time I go, I never get tired of the beauty. The grass and the beautifully manicured flowers and the trees and the architecture, it's breathtaking. I don't think there is a square foot at Stanford that was not meticulously designed when they built it over 125 years ago. But can you imagine when they were planning the building, if the people went to the architect and say, you know what, all we need is just a couple of dorms and a couple of cafeterias and a couple of lecture rooms and a chapel, and give us a call when you're done. Ridiculous, right? If that was the case, we will not have this masterpiece where people from all over the world, 1 million+ people come to tour. But isn't it often that we do that to our lives? We go and major whatever degree we can get. We go and get whatever job we can get. We go and even marry whatever person we can get. So design your life. It's your life. Take charge and design it just the way you want it. And then I can guarantee you live an extraordinary life. The last piece of advice I want to give you is embrace failure. I know that's not good news, but that's reality. Even after graduating from one of the finest universities, you will face failure. That's just part of life. There was a man by the name of Bernie Marcus, a son of a Russian cabinet maker. He used to work at a small hardware store. And one day he got fired. And you know how disappointed he was. Nobody likes to be fired. But Bernie got together with his friend Arthur Blank, and he said, let's start our own hardware store. And they did in 1978 in Atlanta, Georgia. Today, that store has grown into 2,200 all over the nation, with 340,000 employees and generating $78 billion. Yes, failure is almost inevitable to success. And I wonder sometimes if Bernie was not fired from that small hardware store, would he retire from there? And I'm glad he didn't, because today he's retired and his net worth, I just checked it in Forbes, 3.2 billion. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be successful, embrace failure and be proud of who you are and design your life. And I can guarantee you, you'll experience an extraordinary life. Again, you did it. Congratulations.